Hi there, you guys. Life FM family. Hashtag Leefliefde, as it says here. I think this is going to be inverted on your screen. But anyway, you get the message. I'm Michelle from Life FM, and I'm coming to you. I don't think I'm going to be live when this gets posted, but I'm coming to you from the Life FM studios in Klerksdorp. Such a privilege to be a part of this place, and it's such a privilege to be able to talk to you guys every single week. Now, guys, I've had a really strange day, okay? And I don't know, maybe God is trying to teach me something in this. I think I'm going to ask him now. Lord, what are you trying to teach me? That scripture of to be always ready, prepared, in and out of season, that's coming up right now. I think maybe that's what this is about. Everyone deserted me today. Okay, so today I normally do the show at 1 with my dad, so he couldn't make it. He didn't desert me. He really had something else that was of urgency to do at the guest house, so he didn't join me on our normal show. So I just had to do our show on my own, but luckily I always make notes for our show, so that was okay. And then and then I can't actually mention the next part because that's got to do with my show that's only going to air on Thursday. And today again, Bonnie Jackson is unable to join me on our show. Now, guys, I don't want to actually say yet if she's going to be continuing to join me or not, or maybe we might decide that she's going to just step away from this platform for a while. And the reason for that would be because her singing career is really at a point where she's putting in a lot of work. There's a lot of stuff to be done. She does fundraisers, and she's obviously recording music in studio and doing shoots and PR and marketing, and it's a hectic thing to be a singer. So for any of you out there who have these dreams of being a singer, and you want to do it maybe because you thought that it's easy and that you don't have to work very hard, just forget that, okay? Forget that. That's not the case, okay? You're going to work really hard. You're going to put in a lot of crazy hours. You're going to be away from home a lot, and it's not easy. So the artists out there who are successful artists, we have to take our hats off to them, you guys. They don't just earn the good money that they do just because they look pretty or just because they sing well, for that matter. They've actually worked really hard to get where they are today. And so I don't want to set that in stone, but I think for a while maybe we have to let Bonnie go and do her thing, and I'm still privileged enough to see her from time to time, so that's really great. But so today, you guys, I think I want to just chat very briefly about seasons in our lives. And I actually wanted to chat about this on another show of mine, and it just didn't work out that way, so here we go. I found that I used to really struggle in my life to say goodbye to people, because I'm really a people person. I'm very extroverted. I'm very outgoing. I love making friends. I love meeting new people, and I just love socializing with people, So I have moved quite a lot of times in my life. I've lived in, I grew up in Brits, and then from there, I know, right? I grew up in Brits. No, it was wonderful. It was a great childhood. I had a great childhood, okay. And, but when that childhood was over, I'm like, I'm leaving now. Okay, so from there, I moved, I lived in Durban for a while, then I lived in Pretoria for a while, and then I lived in Joburg for a while, and then I went overseas and I lived in Germany for a while, and then I lived in London, and then from there I went back to home, to Klerksdorp, and then I went to Durban again, and then Cape Town. You see, I've been I've moved a lot. Okay, that's the main idea, that you get the idea. Okay. But with that comes saying goodbye. Okay, a lot. So every time I've lived in a place, I've obviously lived there long enough to make close friends, because I'm very social and I love people. I'm not someone who's just gonna start a new job and not talk to anybody. I make a friend and we spend time together and we get close. And I've really, really, really gathered such beautiful friends in my life. Guys, I am actually so blessed. I'm actually so blessed. I just realized now what a blessing that is, because I've often used to think to myself, it's so sad that I've never been able to keep a friend, close in my life, like some people have. And like my mom, she's still like best friends with her high school friend. And that's many years of friendship. Now, they've also lived apart for many years, but they're the kind of girls that they'll chat after 5 years, literally, of not talking, and they'll just like pick up where they left off. There's like none of this, I haven't heard from you in how long, and, there's no weird, awkward, nothing. It's just like they just carry on where they left off. And I know people who actually have maintained friendships where they see one another for years, for like their whole lives. And I've often felt a bit jealous of that. And I've thought, like I've really had to say goodbye to people in my life, like so many times. And in that, even though the world's become so small with the internet, just the internet has really made it possible for us to not lose contact and to stay close, because we have texting, WhatsApps, with WhatsApps. We have social media to display our whole life for our family and friends overseas and wherever, with photos and our everyday thoughts and whereabouts, depending on what you post. And then there's even video calling nowadays. We can just video call each other. There's none of this. I remember my mom is Belgian, and so her sister has lived in Germany all the years, and her mother and father, my grandparents, lived in Belgium for many years. They lived here also for many years. We were blessed to have them here with us. But I remember not long ago where we were like, we have to phone, we call them Bomma and Bompa. We have to phone them for their birthday or whatever. And it's so expensive on the landline and nowadays you can just like WhatsApp call each other and it's free. It costs a bit of data. So, I know the world has become so connected. But in the same way, we don't talk to each other anymore. We don't really spend time together anymore. Even though we have all this stuff at our fingertips, I find I've had to say goodbye to friends. And after a while, you don't chat so much anymore. And it's not bad. I don't think it's wrong. I think it's also it's how life works, because it also makes room for new friends. And so what I wanted to say just now is that I just realized I've actually been so blessed, because even though I haven't been able to keep a friendship, all the years until now, I've had the privilege of getting very close to many different people throughout my life. And that's actually super special on its own. I mean, God, there's something I can't mention right now, but I'll maybe mention it next time. So it keeps you guys watching and it keeps you to tune in again next week. Okay. So seasons are part of life. The Bible talks of seasons. We all know that scripture in, I think it's Ecclesiastes, if I'm not mistaken, about a time. There's a time to live, a time to die. And it's really true. We live in seasons. And I think it's important sometimes, the season for I almost want to say for death has to come. Winter has to come. Things have to die in order to make room for new things. And that's just what I was saying. God, it's so cool. So I think, we need to embrace the seasons of, let's call them death, the seasons of death. When something dies, when your friendship comes to an end, when your time at a certain job comes to an end, or your time to be living in a certain city or even a country comes to an end. Maybe there are some of you out there who are planning or busy immigrating abroad. and you're feeling very heavy in your heart about leaving and saying goodbye to your family, your friends. That's a big one, guys. It's a big one. I know. It's really heartbreaking, but in the same time, really exciting, because you know there's like exciting stuff ahead. It's like there's this whole new adventure that awaits you. And it's good to focus on that. So when the season of death has passed, before you know it, you're actually going to look back on the season of spring, which planted new seeds and new little buds started to bloom and blossom. And that's relevant to your friendships and a new job perhaps, and all kinds of new things in your life, which there is room for. And obviously spiritually as well, where God, I find he brings out new stuff in us that it's kind of like, wow, I didn't know this about me. This is something that God has been cultivating and working on and growing. And it's very much got to also do with pruning us and being in the vine. So yes, that's seasons, guys. Let us know in the comments below. What do you want me to chat about? Are you still going to watch this program if Bonnie doesn't come back? Is this of any value to you guys? Is it improving your lives? Is it encouraging you in your day-to-day things? That's very important. I don't want to just sit here and talk a bunch of nonsense for 10 minutes because that's not the point. I really want to be here as an instrument of God to share something with you that you can take with you in life, and little gems, tiny little gems that you can take with you into life. Okay, so give us some feedback in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you guys, and have a lovely week. Same time, same place next week. This is Refining Fire, the Bonnie and Michelle show. On Life FM. Love you guys. Be blessed.